Thank you, everyone. And we all stand by the motto of ICAI, Ya Aisha Supteshu Jagriti. So once again, a very warm welcome to Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister for Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and all our esteemed dignitaries on dais. Of course, we would like to traditionally welcome them with flowers and an uttariya. Could I first request CA Rajiv Sekhar Sahu, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee, to welcome Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, with a bouquet of flowers, and will also request CA Aniket Suneet Talati, President ICAI, to present the uttariya to Madam. Traditional way to welcome our esteemed guests. I would now request CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICAI, to present the bouquet of flowers to Honorable Minister for Education and Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan, and request CA Pradeep Kumar Sahu, Chairman, Bhubaneswar Branch of EIRC of ICAI, to present the uttariya. Yes, the applause should keep coming, ladies and gentlemen. I would now request CA Sanjeev Nanda to present a bouquet to CA Aniket Suneet Talati, President ICAI, and request CA Bhartendra Tripathi to present him with an uttariya. I would now request CA Anuj Jain to welcome CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICAI, with a bouquet, and request CA Partha Sarthi Mishra to present him with an uttariya. I would request CA Gagan Bihari Das to welcome CA Purushottam Khandelwal, Chairman, CPE Committee, ICAI, with a bouquet, and request CA Saswat Tripathi to present him with an uttariya. Thank you. I would like to mention that we have 7 weavers, Ma, as we call them here in Odisha, who have come all the way from Kandhara village of Rairakol block, Sambalpur district, to present a sari hand-woven by themselves exclusively for our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala ji, and an uttariya to our Honorable Minister Dharmendra Pradhan ji. I'd like to request them, Ma manu ko anurodh karibi semane mancho ko asantu. Tanko pe jordar karatali hejo. Let's give a big round of applause for them. Reena Meher, Selendri Meher, Sarojini Meher, Radhi Meher, Chitrani Meher, Gulab Meher, and Sachla Meher. आम मानक अनेक अनेक धन्यवाद देवाई चाहबू। Ladies and gentlemen, that's a gesture by Madam Nirmala ji which will be remembered forever at the National CA Conference 2023. ମାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜଣାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହିଁବୁ। Could I now request our esteemed dignitaries on dais to please proceed for lighting the ceremonial lamp for an auspicious beginning to the National CA Conference 2023. We have Border Pandas from Puri who are here again exclusively on this occasion for Veda Ucharan as the lamp will be lit.
अर्यमाणं वरुणगुं सोममस्विना सरस्वतीनः सुभगामयस्करत तन्नो वातो मयो भुवा उभे खजन् तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिता द्योः तद्रावाणः सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदस्विना शृणुतन् धिष्ण्यायुवम् तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तु कसपतिन् धियं जिन्वमभसि उमहे भयं उखानो जथा वेदसामसद्वृद्धि रक्षिता पायुरदधः स्वस्तये स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृधस्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु द्योः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि जतो यतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं कुरु सन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः हरिः ॐ।
Thank you. That truly marks an auspicious beginning to this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all here today for the inaugural ceremony of the National CA Conference 2023, that too in the gracious presence of Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, Honorable Minister for Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji. We have recently celebrated our 77th Independence Day and remembered all those who have contributed to the growth and development of our country. Former President APJ Abdul Kalamji had once said, CAs are partners in nation building, and needless to mention, their contribution to nation building has been significant over the years. The success story of ICAI, which is the largest professional body of chartered accountant in the world, stands testimony to that. But the true success of ICAI, like has been said always, comes from the respect and dignity it commands. And the proud host for this conference, the Bhubaneswar branch of EIRC of ICAI, has left no stone unturned to ensure that this conference is measured by the same standards. And with digitization becoming a crucial tool in accelerating the post-pandemic recovery across various sectors, there couldn't have been a better theme to focus on for this national conference. On that note, I would like to request the chairman of Bhubaneswar branch of EIRC of ICAI, CA Pradeep Kumar Sahu, a qualified CA in ICAI from 2005 and in practice since 2010, and he has served in different companies in various important portfolios and has a vast experience in audit, accounts, taxation, and management consultancy. I'll request him to present the welcome address.
Thank you. Good evening to all the dignitaries present in the August House during the occasion of 20th National CA Conference 2023 with a theme, Sambhavana, CA Profession in Digital Era, in the temple city of Bhubaneswar. It is with immense pride and honor that I stand before you today as we gather for the inaugural session of the National CA Conference 2023. On behalf of Bhubaneswar branch of EIRC of ICAI, I, CA Pradeep Kumar Sahu, Chairman of Bhubaneswar branch, humbly welcome Madam Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, and son of the soil, Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, Honorable Minister for Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India. Our beloved President, Sri Aniket Sunil Talati ji, Vice President, Sri Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, CP Committee Chairman, CA Purushottam Khandelwal, ERC Chairman, Sri Devan Patra, Conference Committee Chairman, Sri Rajiv Shekhar Sahu, respected Central Council members, members of ERC, my dear Managing Committee member, Chairman and Managing Committee members of other branches, past Chairman present over here, government officials, corporate invitees, officials of SOA, sponsors, esteemed members from the print, digital and electronic media, delegates from across the country as well as international delegates, ladies and gentlemen. This event marks a significant milestone in our journey towards excellence, collaboration and the advancement of the accounting profession. We are guardians of economic integrity, champions of transparency and architects of financial prudence. As we meet here, I am reminded of the profound responsibility that rests upon our shoulders, a responsibility that resonates not only with the clients we serve, but with the very fabric of our nation's economic landscape. It is a historic occasion for the branch to have the Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs and Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship in our inaugural ceremony. The crowning glory is to have our Finance Minister, who is praised and commended from the bottom of our heart in making India the 5th largest economy of the world. Madam, we expect the Indian economy to be the 3rd largest number under your outstanding leadership as promised by Honorable Prime Minister. Madam, we would again like to express our profound gratitude for your august presence. It has made this conference truly a memorable one. Education system in the country has improved substantially under the leadership of Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, including the implementation of the new education policy. Sir, your contribution is highly commendable in each portfolio in the central government. Whether it is Ujjwala scheme or new education policy, your support and presence is highly appreciated. We thank you once again, sir. The theme of our national conference is Sambhavana, CA Profession in Digital Era. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has spearheaded the digitization since a long time. In fact, we have a committee of the council dedicated wholly for development and facilitation for improved digitization throughout the entire accounting and auditing structure and its structural components. For the institute, this is a continuous process and we have achieved remarkable success in this endeavor and shall continue to strive for further or rather for excellence in digitization at par or even better than global standards. I am very happy to inform you that we have received more than 1,400 registrations, which is highest number of registrations ever in the history of our branch. And I also like to inform you that we have received registrations from members all over the country and from Indian CAs in different countries. We are hosting this conference in a mega way spread over 3 days with a galaxy of most renowned speakers in the country. We have no doubt that this conference will be a unique one and will prove to be immensely helpful professionally to all the delegates. We have 4 technical sessions in day 2 and 2 technical sessions in day 3, followed by motivational session and valedictory ceremony. For the first time, we are having cultural programs on 2 days. This is again one of the best which can be enjoyed after day-long technical sessions. This being Madam Finance Minister's maiden visit to our any branch of our institute, all of the top officials of ICAI are present to hear her words of wisdom. We can assure you, Madam, that our members will continue to strive their best for the betterment of the nation. I extend my gratitude to all the committee members, sponsors, and volunteers who have tirelessly worked to bring this conference in a grand way. I would like to conclude my speech with the quote of Vince Lombardi. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. Thank you, Namaskar, and Jai Jagannath.
Thank you so much, CA Pradeep Sahu, for that wonderful welcome address. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amidst us on stage CA Shri Rajiv Sekhar Sahu, Chairman, Conference Organizing Committee, one of the leading practicing CAs of our state and principal partner of SRB and Associate. Shri Sahu has had an illustrious career during which he has held several key positions, notable among which includes Director in Andhra Bank, Director in NTPC Limited, Director Bank of Baroda, among several others. At present, he is an independent director, Indraprastha Gas Limited, and also member in Company Law Standing Committee. I'll request him for his address.
I'm already here. Good evening to all of you. This is probably one of the golden letter day of our institute and the branch, where we have 2 eminent dignitaries, Honorable Finance Minister of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, and our very own Sri Dharmendra Pradhanji, Union Minister for Education and Skill Development. I cannot imagine a better day or any other day when we will have such dignitaries amongst us. Madam, first I must compliment you, thank you, and remind you that it is you who brought smile to the people of India when all of us were struggling during the COVID period. It is during that period when we were hopelessly under lockdown condition. You were coming, I clearly remember, every day at 4 p.m. and you were giving oxygen to us economically. You were giving inspiration to us. You are coming with a package every day for every section of the society. And that is how today we are in this smiling face, we are in this mood, and it is because of your proactive approach that we have not only come out of the COVID period, but we have emerged as one of the fastest growing economy today in the world. Along with this, we are inching towards the 3rd largest economy of the world, and In purchasing power parity, we have already achieved the 3rd position. A big round of applause, please. Madam, I still remember in 2017, when GST was about to be unveiled, there was huge criticism about how this is going to shape. And we were struggling with collection of 80,000, 85,000 crore per month. Madam, we are all excited to reveal this figure, that today we are at 1,70,000 crore. And every loophole in the GST where people were trying to escape the attention, today you have sealed the loophole. And we are, I'm sure, soon we'll see the 2 lakh crore march. Madam, I always feel that you have not only brought us glory by the GST collection, we have also got a thunderous success in direct tax collection. This is one of the best collection successively year after year. And also the number of assessees have gone up tremendously, and that shows how effectively you are working in your position, but absolutely without any propaganda, without any advertisement, seamlessly you are working for the benefit of the country. And that is how today India is acknowledged globally as one of the fastest growing economy. Madam, this is once again a golden letter day for our branch, and our sincere gratitude to you. I must compliment the man behind bringing so much happiness to all of us today with not only his gracious presence, but helping us to have the Honorable Finance Minister with us. He is none other than our very own Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji. We have seen how for the last 9 years or more, he is working tirelessly in all the sectors and all the responsibilities that has been given to him. He has shown his talent both as a petroleum minister, where he brought the very innovative Ujala scheme, where the gas connection reached every last mile connection to the women sector, to the women of our country by building our nation. We have also seen the new education policy coming very soon after he took over as the Union Education Minister. He is with the common man, he is always with us, and it is for him that we are having this Golden Letter Day. A big round of applause for him. This conference, I can say, is possible for whatever you are seeing today, for the dedicated efforts of every member of Bhubaneswar branch, every office bearer, every branch in Odisha, outside Odisha, president, vice president, council member, and all others, Eastern India Regional Council, everybody worked tirelessly, but my special thanks to the committee member and the volunteers who have worked to make it a success. I will fail in my duty if I don't acknowledge SOA University and especially Sri Manoj Naik, who opened the door for us and told whatever you want, make it a grand success. Honorable Finance Minister is coming, Honorable Education Minister is coming. While we have this conference, we are saluting every individual who is present here. But I request, and I can tell that Bhubaneswar is one of the best capital of India today. Odisha is one of the fastest growing economy today. And people of Odisha are intellectually very strong. And we have the blessings of Honorable Finance Minister. We have every right to request Honorable Education Minister. And we have the decision maker of our institute, our own very beloved President, Vice President, and others. Can we not make a request to have the Center of Excellence, which once was given to us, but for some reason was taken away? Can I not request that it should be declared here itself, pending all the formalities, and we'll be all excited, isn't it? You know the kind of investment that is coming to Odisha. You know the present situation. You know the big corporates coming here. You know the future of profession in the state. We want a research body, Center of Excellence, to come here. Sir, while I am not made a very big request, this can be done, this can be announced here itself. Madam, many think that this is your only visit, but I would wish and expect that you will have many more visits to Bhubaneswar and also visit our function. While we are committed for the nation building, many think that we are only with the rich people. We are not only with the rich people, we are with every Indian, where economic prosperity is to be supplemented by our knowledge, our effort. And therefore, we commit here, at least from the Odisha Chartered Accountants, that we will handhold everybody who is economically backward, will help them, mentor them to prosper economically, and for that, whether it is SHG, the small entrepreneur, or any other similar persons, we will commit them that we will work free of cost for them for the development of their economic prosperity. Last but not the least, while these 2.5 days you have hectic working, consultation, academic discussion, I am sure during the process you may find certain shortcomings from the organizers. If you find anything good, please give credit to Sri Pradeep Sahu and his team and all the members. And if you find any shortcoming, please blame this person. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CA Rajiv Sahu, for your very candid address. Well, moving on, we have with us CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICAI, a practicing chartered accountant since the last 24 years, who has chaired many committees and has several accomplishments to his credit during his distinguished stint. I'll request him to make a special announcement on the Corpus Fund.
Very respected our Finance Minister, who happens to be the first full-time women Finance Minister of this country. And she has proven the research right that the finance can be managed better by women than men. We have Minister of Education, Skill Development, Entrepreneur, and he has given the youngest population of this country a new hope, new aspiration by implementing national education policy in this country. We have our one of the youngest and most dynamic, innovative president of this institute, Sri Aniket Talati. Very respected Rajiv Shekhar Sahu, chairman of this branch, Pradeep Sahu, chairman of this committee under whom this program is organized, Purushottam Khandelwal, secretary, all the dignitaries. Good evening to all of you. The institute has entered the 75th year of its existence. And in the last 75 years, this institute has tested the quality, credibility, and consistency with last 75 years. And in the last 75 years, so many regulatory aspects has been taken by this institute, whether it's a code of conduct in 1962, which talks about in a golden letter that even if something is legal, the professionals should think whether it is ethical or not before discharging their professional duty, or it's a quality review board, financial reporting review board. But the most important aspect the institute recent past has taken, that is the unique document identification number, UDIN. We have received in the last so many years from the banks, IBA, that how to verify the chartered accountant signature online on real-time basis, because so many requests we are coming from the balance sheet whether the signature is real or not. Taking that initiative in the mind, we have come out with the UDIN, and now for every signature, the chartered accountant are certifying the signature has to be followed by a unique number. And now with the success of this UDIN, we are in the process to codify all the services of the chartered accountant, and with this codification, the institute will be in the position to know in 760 district or 19,000 pin code what kind of services the chartered accountants are providing in this country. And by this services of the chartered accountant, whether that pin code or a district is economical, developed or not, that kind of data we can generate. And these data can be given to the government also for framing the policy of the district and the pin code in this country. And we have seen the last 75 years, and we are here to see what kind of institute we want to see in next 25 years. When the government thinking the 2047, the India can be a developed country, our institute in 2049 will complete 100 years. And it's our duty, your and mine, to see what kind of institute we want to make, so that our generation, when they see this institute, they feel proud that my father, my son, my brother was the member of this institute, and they should feel proud. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thank you, sir. Just to also, we're just talking about the special announcement. So basically to recognize and appreciate meritorious students of CA final exams from Bhubaneswar Center, two eminent CA, CA Rajiv Sekhar Sahu and CA Prashant Shekhar Panda, have come forward to create a corpus fund of rupees 20 lakh with a contribution of rupees 10 lakh each. So I'll request CA Rajiv Sekhar Sahu and CA Prashant Shekhar Panda to hand over the check to the branch chairman, CA Pradeep Kumar Sahu, in the august presence of Honorable Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji and Honorable Education Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji. We wanted to use this wonderful platform for the announcement. What a wonderful occasion for all of us, a proud moment. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure this will be very encouraging for our students. Thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have the presence of CA Aniket Sunil Talati, President ICAI, a man with strong professional ethic, refined thought process, technical expertise and vision to embrace technology to lead the profession. He has contributed to the cause of the profession from various perspectives. It'll be my honor to request him for his address.
Thank you very much, and apologies for the interruption, but in the interest of time of the Honorable Ministers, I thought I must start my address. Let me begin, first of all, by thanking you, Honorable Madam Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharamanji, who's not just the Finance Minister, but also the Minister of Corporate Affairs, the ministry under whom the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India functions. Madam, thank you very, very much for sparing your valuable time and gracing this occasion. The Honorable Union Minister for Education, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji, the Vice President of the Institute, Ranjit Agarwalji, Purushottam Khandelwalji, immediate past President, Debashish Mitraji, the team of Bhubaneswar branch, Chairman EIRC and his entire team, ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great pride, privilege and a pleasure to be in your midst today. And let me begin by thanking Bhubaneswar branch that today in Gujarat we start our Shravan, and on this holy day I got the opportunity to have the darshan at Puri, and so I wish all of you Jai Jagannath, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be here today. Madam, as you're aware, the institute was established on 1st of July 1949, and on this 1st July we were privileged to have the presence of the Honorable President of India, Madam Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, who graced the occasion on the foundation day of the institute, along with Minister of State for Corporate Affairs, Rao Inderjit Singh Ji. And on that day, we launched the new course curriculum of the institute, which is today applicable across the country. Madam, as the country celebrates 75 years or Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it's a privilege for us to celebrate our 75th anniversary by calling it the 75 years of trust. Honorable Minister for Education, sir, you will be delighted to note that this new course curriculum, which was approved by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and after the due approval was launched on 1st of July, is not just in line, sir, with the international standards on accounting, but very importantly, faces extreme importance on all the important areas that is covered by the National Education Policy or the NEP. And this new course curriculum, for all the members and students who are here, is absolutely synced and in line with the National Education Policy as also the international standards that you have for accounting. Madam, today the profession has truly grown, and I'm delighted to mention that as of today, out of the 19,100 zip codes or postal codes that we have in the country, we have either a chartered accountant or a student pursuing chartered accountancy in more than 17,000 pin codes or zip codes. So therefore, this profession, as was rightly mentioned by Sahuji, is no longer only limited to the metros or the larger cities, but today the institute and with it the profession of chartered accountancy has truly traveled across the country, and we are there in all parts of this country. Today we are close to 4 lakh chartered accountants, more than 8.5 lakh students who are pursuing this course, and a family of 12.5 lakhs. And what was mentioned by you regarding Pradeep Rajiv ji and Pradeep ji about the Center of Excellence, let me tell you that the Council very recently has taken a decision that in line with the NEP, where it is extremely important to train our membership on vocational skills and also on communication skills, we are going to set up 10 centers of excellence across the country. And therefore, the request that has been made, as the President having discussed with Vice President and others, let me tell you that if the space is available here, you will not find either me, the Vice President, or anyone in the Council wanting, and we fully commit to having a Center of Excellence here in Orissa if we are able to get the land. Madam, on the Income Tax Day, it was a privilege for me to address on behalf of the tax professionals, where I mentioned that now under your leadership, the income tax or IT, which was perceived to be investigative taxation, has truly transformed to become intelligent, innovative, and inclusive. Similarly, madam, at the institute, we are working on 3 very important P's. The first P being, which was quoted by the MC, what APJ Abdul Kalam ji mentioned for us, partners in nation building. And I think that is one role that the institute has taken up in its 75th year, to truly partner in all the activities of the nation. Madam, it may be the GST, where today we have MOUs with various state governments, and we are training the state government officers, madam, on the GST law. Madam, we took upon ourselves last year, when MSME registrations were not increasing, to take out an MSME Yatra for 75 days through 75 cities, traversing 22,000 kilometers, and encourage registrations of MSME. And the MSME ministry wrote to us acknowledging that if the registrations move from 1 crore to over 2 crore today, a huge contribution is that of chartered accountants. So I'm delighted to mention about that. Madam, we are also playing a very important role today in the startup ecosystem and trying to see that how chartered accountants can be not just mentors, but also guide these startups in various aspects of fundraising and also corporate governance. Madam, the second P, after partnering in nation building that we are working on, is Planet. And on Planet, madam, in sustainability, we have the Sustainability Reporting Standards Board, where we are working on international PAR sustainability reporting standards. And very importantly, madam, you had announced in your budget speech about the social stock exchange. And madam, I'm delighted to mention that along with SEBI, we have now come out with social audit standards, which are now being made mandatory. We have a pool of close to 1,000 chartered accountants, madam, who have now been trained in social audits, and therefore not just financial, economic, or forensic audits, but ma'am, you will see chartered accountants now contributing on the social front as well through these social standards. And finally, the third P is about professionalism. I think the cornerstone of the profession, my dear colleagues, is independence, integrity, and excellence. Therefore, it is important that each one of us, through programs like this, that the Bhubaneswar branch is organizing, recommit ourselves to not just improving our technical skills, but in today's world, our technological skills. There used to be a time when we used to say if things didn't move close or fast enough, we would say, cheeze sarkari hain. But today, Sarkar moves much faster than we can think. You look at the GST portal, you look at the income tax portal, you look at the speed at which returns are getting processed. We have so many tax practitioners, and we've seen how much time it used to get for us to get a processed return and a refund issued. And today, using technology, government is making all of this enabled. So the institute, the government is no longer Sarkari in that sense. The institute also, which used to take so long to develop, today we have implemented technology in all aspects of ICI. So it may be the self-service portal, where the day you clear your examination, and madam, this is one thing we're extremely proud of, because the Honorable Supreme Court mentioned about the CA examination, that if you want to learn how to conduct an exam, learn it from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That is one great pride that we have, that is our examination system. And that exam system is today totally digital. The day you clear your final exam, you are able to apply for membership, and you can generate your UDIN the next day and start practice. That is the speed with which the institute is moving. So my request to all of you, as the president of the institute, is use seminars and conferences like this to upgrade our technological skills. I think when the country is moving towards digital, we have such a huge push by the Honorable Prime Minister on this. We all as practitioners will also have to keep pace with the technological enhancements. At the institute, we are having multiple courses on artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data security, cyber security, and I'm sure through this conference, we will all be able to uplift our technological skills. I will only conclude by saying that I had the occasion to meet Honorable Prime Minister in GIFT City, and the vision that Honorable Prime Minister, sir, has given for us is that today, if India is the pharmacy of the world, I think the time is now to become the finance and accounting hub of the world. And with this intention, madam, we are working dedicatedly to make India a global accounting outsourcing hub and a financial hub. And with your guidance and under your patronage, madam, I can assure you that today we are the largest accounting body, but we will soon globally also be recognized as the best accounting body and the best accounting profession. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai ICI.
Thank you, CA Aniket Sunil Tilati ji, for that very motivating and informative address. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to release the souvenir for the National CA Conference 2023. May I request Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister for Education and Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and all other esteemed dignitaries on dais to do the honors. Can we have the souvenir, please? That marks the release of our souvenir, ladies and gentlemen, for the National CA Conference 2023. May I also request our esteemed dignitaries to release the telephone directory. Members directory, the members telephone directory, basically. All the information in one place. Thank you, our esteemed dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly privileged that today for the opening ceremony of National CA Conference 2023, we have amidst us Honorable Minister for Education and Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji. Odisha's very own Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji is currently taking India and its education system to the cusp of historic glory. As country's Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Minister, he's piloting the national education policy in a crucial phase of time and leading the charge to revolutionize the education system as well as skill sector to give India and its future generation a strategic edge across the world. The son of the soil, whose every action effuses his love for the state of Odisha, Shri Pradhan nobody will forget is the Ujjwala man under whose leadership lives of millions of poor women were transformed through the free LPG connection scheme. I would request Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji to share his thoughts with us on this occasion.
नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ। ICAI का 3 दिवसीय अधिवेशन में आज उद्घाटन समारोह में उपस्थित भारत की वित्त तथा कॉरपोरेट अफेयर्स विभाग के आदरणीय मंत्री श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण जी, आपकी संगठन की राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय अनिकेत सुनील तलाती जी, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट रंजीत अग्रवाल जी, प्रमोद खंडेलवाल जी, इस समारोह की ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी की चेयरमैन आदरणीय राजीव साहू जी, इस ब्रांच के चेयरमैन प्रदीप कुमार साहू जी, ब्रांच की सेक्रेटरी महेंद्र कुमार साहू जी तथा इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित, आई एम टोल्ड दिस इज ए national conference, but few representatives from your international community are also here. I am welcoming all of you in the Odisha state. I am confident, I am happy with your presence because I am confident in this region you will enjoy your stay. Though Rajiv Babu, as a good organizer, has in advance beg apology from you for inconvenience, but I know they might have arranged it properly and you all enjoy the staying in Odisha and you will all have blessings of Lord Jagannath. मित्रों, मैं और आप और आदरणीय निर्मला जी के बीच में बहुत दूरी खड़ा नहीं करना चाहता हूं। मेरा भी इच्छा है, अभी देश की मानसून सेशन समाप्त हुई है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन में हमारी सरकार की परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में एक रिपोर्ट कार्ड देश के सामने रखा है। उस डिबेट में आदरणीय फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर भी पार्टिसिपेट किए थे। देश की इकोनॉमी के बारे में उन्होंने एक चित्र रखा है देश के सामने। और 2 दिन पहले प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लाल किले की दीवारों से पिछले हजारों साल का याद किया और आने वाले 1000 साल की संभावनाओं को उन्होंने आंका। आपने भी आपकी अधिवेशन का नाम कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन संभावना रखा है, संभावना ऑफ प्रोफेशन इन डिजिटल एरा। ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए। सीए लोग तो पीछे नहीं पड़नी चाहिए, दे शुड नॉट लैगिंग बिहाइंड। क्योंकि आज के दिनों में जब निर्मला जी की अर्थनीति 5 नंबर हो चुकी है उनके नेतृत्व में, मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, और आप सभी लोग कॉन्फिडेंट हो, मैं भी कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ कि आने वाले 3-4 साल में हम 3 नंबर बनेंगे। और इस ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी में सबसे विन पोजीशन में कोई है तो मेरे को बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं हो, आप ही हो। आपकी डायरेक्ट टैक्स भी तो बढ़ी होगी राजीव बाबू, आप तो मेरे मित्र हो, मैं आप ही को लिबर्टी लेके पंडा बाबू, भद्र बाबू और आप तीनों को पूछ सकता हूँ, आप ही की डायरेक्ट टैक्स बढ़ी होगी, बढ़ी कि नहीं बढ़ी? तो बढ़ी है तो आप ही की खुशहाली आई है। इकोनॉमी ग्रोथ होती है तो सबसे पहला आप ही को ही फायदा होता है, क्योंकि उसकी लम्स आप ही को मालूम रहता है कि कहाँ कैसे। और पहले लोग डॉक्टर के पास जाते थे पहले, आजकल डॉक्टर के पास बात पहले सीए के पास जाते हैं। ये अच्छी लक्षण है। आई पर्सनली काउंट दिस ए गुड साइन इन आवर इकोनॉमी। पीपल आर एम्पावरिंग देमसेल्फ इन द न्यू इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स। और आज देश में, हमारी देश दुनिया की जो ग्लोबल एरेना में सबसे अच्छा किसी सेक्टर में कर रहा है, डिजिटाइजेशन में कर रहा है, डिजिटलाइजेशन में कर रहा है, और इस विशेष करके फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर में। यह हमारी देश की एक इनहेरेंट स्ट्रेंथ है और आप उसकी कैटलिस्ट हो। आपको बधाई। आप भले ही कैप्शन आप पहले बाद में लगाए होंगे, देश काफी आगे बढ़ चुका है, आप उसमें 3 दिन की कॉन्फ्रेंस में अच्छा विचार करोगे, ये मेरा पूरा विश्वास है। मित्रों, मैं फिर कह रहा हूँ, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर्स को ही सुनना है, लेकिन एक उड़ीसा की प्रोस्पेक्ट में देश की लोग आए हैं, लेकिन मैं कहूँगा आपको, देश की लोगों को, दुनिया के लोगों को उड़ीसा से ही। आज ए student of public policy and social science, my observations are few. I'll express my observation in front of you. आपसे हमारी अपेक्षा क्या है? अभी हमारे कुछ बहनें उड़ीसा की संबलपुर जिले की कंधरा गांव के कदलीगढ़ पंचायत के कुछ बहनें रेढ़ाकुल के आए थे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को बधाई देने। वो बधाई किस चीज का था? क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 15 अगस्त को कहा, मैं देश की 2 करोड़ दीदियों को लखपति दीदी बनाऊंगा। सारे एसएसजी के जो अंदर महिलाएं हैं उनको मैं लखपति बनाऊंगा। 4 करोड़ घर बन चुके हैं पिछले 9 साल में। 4 करोड़ घर, सब मिनिमम 1.5 लाख से ऊपर। 2 करोड़ घर और पाइपलाइन पे हैं। 2 करोड़ वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एट द बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड बनाया जाएगा। उसको सरकार और विशेष करके निर्मला जी की विभाग, फाइनेंशियल सर्विस डिपार्टमेंट, थ्रू ए प्रोसेस, थ्रू सिंप्लीफाइंग प्रोसेस, 1 लाख रुपया की प्रारंभिक दिनों में मदद करेगी और आगे चल के इनको फिर और हैंड होल्ड किया जाएगा। ऐसे महिलाएं आज आए थे निर्मला जी को, वो जानते थे कि दीदी संबलपुरी साड़ी पहनती और कॉटन साड़ी पहनती हैं। इस बार संबलपुरी डे में भी दीदी ने संबलपुरी साड़ी पहनी थी। हमने नहीं कहा था, मैं तो संबलपुरी पटका लगा के गया था, लेकिन मैं जब हम लोग इकट्ठा एक ही बेंच में बैठते हैं, जब देखा कि दीदी ने संबलपुरी साड़ी पहनी, तो महिलाओं ने आज आए हैं दीदी को सम्मानित करने के लिए। मित्रों, कुछ दिन पहले मैं उड़ीसा में एक मैगजीन के, एक न्यूज़पेपर की कुछ बिजनेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में आया था। नया स्टार्टअप्स को, जिसके बारे में अभी आपने उल्लेख किया, 14 में 350 स्टार्टअप था, वो आज लगभग 1 लाख हो गया है। जिसमें आप भी उसमें से रोल ढूंढ रहे हो। आप उनको कम ध्यान देते हो, मैं जानता हूँ। मैं एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ जुड़ा हूँ। एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट में स्टार्टअप की इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है। मैं उनको दो चीज़ पूछता हूँ, आपको मदद कौन कर रहा है? अगर कोई नहीं मदद कर रहा है। अभी उनकी नेटवर्क बढ़ते हुए दिख के आप उसमें से हाथ बढ़ा रहे हो, आपको धन्यवाद। आप थोड़ा उनको गाइड करो, आप उनको मदद करो। आज नहीं कर रहे हो। मैं फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मैडम के सामने कंप्लेन नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ऑब्जर्वेशन कर रहा हूँ। दूसरा, उनको भारत की इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म पैसा नहीं देता, यानी बैंकिंग सेक्टर पैसा नहीं देता है, क्योंकि उनकी रिस्क जो है वो अपने आइडियाज़ के ऊपर है। उनको वेंचर कैपिटल मिलता है। कम से कम आपकी जो डायरेक्ट टैक्स के माध्यम से आप ज़्यादा देते हो, आप उनमें से थोड़ा वेंचर कैपिटल में कन्वर्ट कर दो। थोड़ा शायद आप मदद आप खुद को कर पाओगे, थोड़ा आपका डी रिस्क कर पाओगे अपना टैक्स बर्डन को। एक लड़के को मैंने इसे स्टार्टअप को भुवनेश्वर में मिला, लॉ में काम करता है, लॉ में कंसल्टेंसी लॉ में देता है। उसको पूछा मैंने स्टेज में, आप किसको कंसल्टेंसी देते हो? भुवनेश्वर का लड़का सीए नहीं है, लॉ ग्रेजुएट है। वो कहा मेरा क्लाइंट दुनिया भर में है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी है, नॉर्थ अमेरिका में भी है। मैंने उनको दूसरा प्रश्न पूछा, आपकी टर्नओवर कितना हुई है? बोला 3.5 करोड़। मैं इसीलिए आपके सामने इस विषय को रख रहा हूं, जो यंगस्टर्स यहाँ बैठे हैं। अगर भुवनेश्वर में बैठे हुए ग्लोबल वर्ल्ड में, आज की जो ग्लोबल एरा में जो दुनिया जिस ढंग से चल रही है, उसमें भुवनेश्वर के लॉ ग्रेजुएट की टर्नओवर 3.5 करोड़ हो सकता है। आपका तो क्लाइंटेल भी दुनिया भर के होंगे, आपकी टर्नओवर भी उससे ज़्यादा हो सकता है। ये दुनिया छोटी हो चुकी है। आज सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस की बात आई है, इसको आप बढ़ाइए। हम निश्चित रूप में मेरे विभाग की ओर से भी उसमें से कुछ स्किल डेवलपमेंट की ओर से कुछ उसमें पार्टनरशिप करेंगे। हमको जो समझ में आ रहा है आने वाले दिनों में उसमें आपके साथ जुड़ेंगे। लेकिन मैं अंत में एक ही बात कहना चाहूँगा मित्रों, जब तक कोई भी सोसाइटी में एमएसएमई और बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड की बिजनेस स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होती है, तब इकोनॉमी मजबूत नहीं होता है। जीएसटी की नेट बढ़ी है, जीएसटी की कलेक्शन बढ़ी है, जीएसटी की पार्टिसिपेंट भी बढ़े हैं। ये कोई बहुत बड़े लोग नहीं आए हैं। किसी ने मेरे को कहा ये बड़े लोग तो बड़े बड़े सीएम को रखते हैं, कैसे सरकार को कम पैसा देना पड़े। छोटे लोगों की जब हमारी सरकार की एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि हमने जनधन खाता खुला, जीरो बैलेंस के अकाउंट की बात कही, करोड़ों रुपया की पैसा आया। आज जीएसटी लोग कहते थे जो सरकार जीएसटी को इंप्लीमेंट करेगा दोबारा चुन के नहीं आएगा। हमने 300 से ज्यादा सीट से चुन के आए हैं, और आपके आशीर्वाद रहा तो फिर चुन के आएंगे। ये तो फायदे की धंधा है। इकोनॉमी, प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब ने लाल किले से कहा कि भारत की इकोनॉमी मेरे तीसरे काल में 3 नंबर होगा। इसलिए आपसे हमारी ये अपेक्षा है। कम से कम आज उड़ीसा की पिछले एक लास्ट स्टैटिस्टिक्स में देता हूं, 4 से 14 के अंदर उड़ीसा को केंद्र सरकार से रिसिप्ट हुई थी विभिन्न प्रकार में, टैक्स में, फाइनेंस कमीशन में, रॉयल्टी में, अन्य प्रकार के रेवेन्यू में 3 लाख करोड़। स्कीम्स के अंदर भी 3 लाख करोड़। आज 10 साल से 1 साल कम है, 9 साल हुआ है। 9 साल में आज उड़ीसा की रिसिप्ट 18 लाख करोड़ है। 3 लाख से यह बढ़ के 18 लाख करोड़ हुई है। सोसाइटी में उड़ीसा को डीएमएफ आई है। पहले नीलामी होती थी, सिर्फ रॉयल्टी मिलता था, अभी रॉयल्टी मिल रहा है और उसके ऊपर नीलामी की प्रीमियम भी मिल रहा है उड़ीसा को। पिछले साल उड़ीसा के बजट में इकोनॉमी सर्वे में रिफ्लेक्ट हुई है, 2014 में 5,000 करोड़ रुपया एनुअल मिनरल रेवेन्यू होती थी। पिछले साल उनकी 49,000 करोड़ हुई है। ये उस 18 लाख के अंदर है। लेकिन इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कैसे ठीक से हो, विशेष करके ओडिशा रे के नथिबो, ओडिशा रो एठी जते सब बसिन मु अनुमान को अधा मु चिन्हि चाइलिनी। समस्तकर ओडिशा रो सब हुजूज, सब ए टू जेड पर्यंत टी देकी ए ठू जेड पर्यंत भाया टी 1 टी 2 टी 6 टी 8 टी पर्यंत समस्त सी एटी बस हाँ ना नहीं समस्त सी एटी बस समस्ते मिसिकी भल परामर्श दिंतु मोदी जी निर्मला जी पठे 18 लाख कोटी टंका को जदि आमे ठीक से रीइनभेस्ट करवा ताहले मोदी जी जो कल्पना कर लक्षपति दीदी करी 2 कोटी ता भितर मुझे हिसाब कर केते आम भाग मिल 4 कोटी घर मिलला ओडिशार भाग पाखापाखि 30 लाख है जदि आपण अनुमान करते ओडिशा रे गाँव महिला माने टेक्नोलोजी ड्रिवेन है क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट को तैयारी करके आपण माने हाथ लगेले 18 लाख कोटी टंकार इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन्वेस्टमेंट ठीक से हेले ओडिशा टर्न अराउंड हम ओडिशा टर्न अराउंड हेले पुणी डायरेक्ट टैक्स आपण मानकर बढ़िबो ओडिशार भाग्य बदलिबो ओडिशा आहुरी आकु जाऊ एईटा मो पाई सबुठु भल जिंस मु एईटा पॉकेट रे नेकी जी बाकीरा छाड़ी के जी एईटा पॉकेट रे नेकी जी बहुत बहुत शुभेच्छा धन्यवाद
Thank you, Shri Pradhan, for your very inspiring words. Always his love for state reflects in everything that he speaks and he does. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a matter of great pride and prestige for the ICI family and the proud host Bhubaneswar branch that Honorable Union Minister of Finance, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji, is here with us today. Since her term as the Finance Minister began in 2019, she has been leading the country's economy, guiding us, and also guiding the ICI family, so it will be an honor to request her for her address.
Good evening. And it's a rare pleasure to have one of my cabinet colleagues with me, and that too in his home state. And I can see the impact he's made on the audience, so it's going to be a tough task for me to keep that spirit up. Respected Dharmendra Pradhan ji, Chartered Accountant Institutions President Aniket Talati ji, and the Sahus who are running the show here. I hope I'm not implying anything negative. I honestly do feel, because I'm very poor with names, but one thing which caught my attention was there was A Sahu, B Sahu and C Sahu. So it just shows that sometimes in a state you get coincidentally people who have all excelled in their areas of activity, and as a result they reach the highest points, and today we see that exhibited in the Orissa chapter, if I can say so. And let me assure you, your arrangements are splendid, and I don't see any shortfall coming, so that goes to you. And also at a very personal level, thank you Orissa chapter for giving me the opportunity to have a darshan, as much as Aniket said, of Sri Jagannath ji. I'm coming here after several years. I come to Orissa, but it is only because of this meet today. I've had a very good darshan in the morning. Jai Jagannath. A word on the theme of the conference. I think it is very relevant. I think it also has a lot of sambhavna for discussion and of sharing ideas, because digital era means different things to different people. But for all of you all in this profession, there's so much that you can share among yourselves, and therefore be the premier institution and its members to set global standards in an era where everything seems to be digital. Everything seems to be digital is actually doing a lot of good for countries like India, where transparency is coming in because of digitalization. Now, that itself is a good virtue to build on the digitalized domains of operation, but to share ideas on it and also identify possibilities, opportunities, being digital and getting to be even more digital is a very useful theme. And for you all to be together for 3 days talking that, I think will result in very good outcomes. And I look forward to knowing about the outcomes. First of all, I think the biggest opportunity that you can derive out of digitization is at a very cost-effective way, spread literacy, financial literacy. And you might think I'm starting on a very weak opportunity. Who's bothered about literacy? Yeah, people will get to know what it is all about and so on. No, not at all. I think it is the financial literacy, and also because most things are already put on the public domain in the digital public domain. You saw a revolution which happened in India, and I'm sure all of you all recognized it, but I'm drawing it in this context now here. It is only because listed companies and their information were all publicly available, regularly updated, and with a certain sense of efficiency, the chartered accountants helped companies to prepare their accounts in time, and it became a mandatory requirement for them to put it on the public domain. MCA portal did it, and it continues to do it. That in 2020, when people were spending too much time at home, and also because of the digital access which was provided, a lot of retail investors found it fit to get into the stock market. I wouldn't think it is possible if we were still going to be partly digitized or not digitized at all. It was only because digitized accounts were available, and also the public were at ease using data which is available in public domain, even on their phones. They didn't have to go to even to their desktops. As a result, you found that the ordinary retail investor had the information in the proverbial tips of his fingers and was able to take a call that you found at that time. Coincidentally, when the interest rates were not very high, people thought it fit to take that little risk and get into the stock market. Some did it even without going through the mutual funds, opened their demat accounts, and they were up there playing in the stock market, playing in a positive sense, and therefore giving a picture how India's small savers today are equally at ease with fixed deposits as much as opening a demat account and going into the stock market. And that is possible when companies are board driven, when they have proper cost and chartered accountants with them, and when the guidance given by these experts has helped them to remain transparent and put most things under due diligence. That is what digitization does for you. Not just between the company and the bookkeeper, not just between the company and the cost accountant, not just between the company and the income tax authorities, but when in all these information are available digitally, the ordinary public, discerning public, builds trust. And when trust gets built about companies, the image of a country which invites investments from abroad, image of a country which has to have its due diligence aligning with the world, are all falling in place. And therefore, this is what the opportunity that the digitization gives us. I've just given you a across the board big opportunity which exists. but there are several which I will count as points for me to explain today. Aniket was very clear in saying that your footprint is all over the country. When I spoke about the financial literacy, it is because of this digitization helps you. Not everybody is going to be near your chapter office. And therefore, when you can rightly boast about having 168 branches all across country, in 5 regional councils which are present, and in 17,000 postal codes area, you have somebody registered, and the country has only 19,000 postal codes, 19,100 postal code areas. You are present in 17,000 of them. So I think for financial literacy and for course contents to be given to these students who are present all over the country, you are in a position to better utilize digital access to the students and therefore be readily available for them. It's also heartening to know that the ICAI has started financial and tax literacy campaigns. I understand you're doing it all through the country. And this is going to help a lot of people, in spite of all that is available in public domain. A lot of people still get carried away by misinformation campaigns. And when you as Chartered Accountancy institution, run a financial literacy and tax literacy campaign, it certainly has a lot of credibility. So people can be stopped from allurements, I would think. Similarly, the moment I saw the title of the financial literacy campaign, I was a bit worried. And I will say this on a day when, to the credit of the Human Resources and Skills Minister, today he had released 2 books for students who belong to certain tribal communities who speak dialects in India. Dialects are not written, as you know, but because they belong to Orissa, for those dialects, in Oriya script, primers have been produced and he's released it. Now that was in the back of my mind, but when I saw the name, Vittiya Gyan ICAI Ka Abhiyan, I said, oh my God, this is so much of Hindi. People like us coming from the south are going to be in difficulty. And particularly in Tamil Nadu, it will be severely difficult. So I said, but then glad came the next part of the sentence. It says 12 vernacular languages are being undertaken. Vernacular itself is so colonial. So in 12 regional languages, you are undertaking this financial Vittiya Gyan. So I'm so happy that you are now readily reflecting the flexibility that the NEP offers. Mother tongue is being emphasized. So however much you want to align yourself with the global accountancy practices and be able to communicate effectively with all your MOU signed countries, it is important for us to have regional languages cultivated so that you recognize and honor the members who belong to so many different states. I also will recognize the role that the ICAI plays in ensuring a smooth implementation of the GST, and the thousands of GST awareness campaigns and programs that you've helped educate lakhs of participants has actually made a difference in the collection and also widening of the tax base. Minister Dharmendra Pradhan was right in emphasizing that MSMEs are the backbone of this country and we need a lot of hand-holding and support for them. Various initiatives that you have taken in capacity building for the MSMEs and for startups through your committees are well recognized, and I commend you for that service that you are extending. In the profession itself and using technology, There are several areas in which I think you've started taking a lot of steps, which you have yourself spoken about: data analytics, generative AI, and so on. I'm not going to get into the details of the virtues of such things, but it is certainly important that the traditional image of accounting as a tedious and manual process is rapidly evolving, and evolving for your good. And I think that's therefore something which we have to appreciate and also take further. It is, of course, between today, tomorrow, and day after that you're going to talk as to how these technology-driven platforms and also the tools that can be leveraged to make your profession a lot more efficiency-driven, accuracy-driven, and also the quality of work. Because ultimately technology, whether in manufacturing industries or in service sectors, aims at improving productivity. And I think that is the emphasis which I'll put before you as one of the Sambhavna, because the productivity gains which you're going to get out of technology and adaptation of technology is something which is very unique, and that can only be felt when you get it. There's no way in which you can read about it and say, oh, this is going to improve my productivity. No, when you do it, when you use it, when you adapt it, you realize how much of a change it can bring towards greater productivity. Now, if you have more than 8 lakh students and 4 lakh members, it is going to be a big task for all of them to be drawn in with the same enthusiasm, but that's the work of the institution, I would think. And also, I was already reading and fairly impressed about the fact that the Committee for Review of Education and Training, which used to take decades from the time it is announced to give a new set of curriculum, is now doing a very rapidly short, collapsed kind of a job of when it was earlier, committees appointed, you take 9, 8, 10 years to get a curriculum launched. Now it's all happening within 3 years, but I suppose with the use of technology that can even further shortened. But of course there are newer areas in which chartered accountants will have to familiarize themselves with the global developments. Not just to comply with their expectation, but also to better advise your clients on absolutely new greenfield areas, whether they are carbon accounting, whether they are CSR accounting and auditing for that, whether it is the ESG, the environment, social and governance related expectations on which now due diligence is so required by your clients for even negotiating for transfer of technology, for negotiating for funds, for negotiating with partnerships. So unless you are familiar with the newer growing areas and you understand what are the expectations, and for all that, you know, you may want to set up newer standards about which you were partly referring to, but in each one of these areas, you will have to set up best practices and also be able to, put the best efforts on a best endeavor basis, but of course, in the long run to make that as the template for everybody to follow. Therefore, a new course for CAs, which has been launched from 1st July, about which you referred, 2023, and that which is being planned to be implemented from the next year, 1st July 2024, is of critical relevance. So there is just no discussion on the Sambhavna, you will have to do it from 1st July 2024. So I think it's very important, and I recognize in the presence of the Education Minister that the new scheme, the new ICAI course is very much in line with the new education policy. So, and when I say it is in line with the new education policy, what does that drive from the new education policy give you? What does it infuse you with? the focus is now more on how to learn rather than what to learn. That mindset of, by heart everything and then you're through with it no longer works. The new education policy gives that creative instinct to learning. And therefore, you want to know how to learn rather than just sections which you can by heart and get through with things. And therefore, it completely echoes a shift from what to think to how to think. So when you're looking at carbon accounting, when you're looking at social stock exchange and so on, it is the how which is going to matter when you're looking at keeping the books, advising your clients, and also due diligences. So I have reasons to believe that these 3 days are going to give us a lot more information post your discussions. I'm not going to get into greater matters of trust building with the clients, trust building with others, but I just want to highlight the number of countries with whom mutual recognition and MOUs for the profession is being signed. The government is very active in making sure that India's chartered accountants would be global leaders, and you will have engagement with your counterparts in the other countries, and thereby giving the best knowledge and work experience that you have for others who may need it. And Prime Minister Modi's vision that the lifestyle for environment, that all of us will have to nudge ourselves to do things differently so that we don't need energy, whether it is through renewable or otherwise, to do things which can be done without it. So we'll have to move towards a more sustainable way of living. There are so many and more messages which are being passed through with these kind of campaigns which are going on. You've constituted a sustainability reporting standards board, which was done in 2020, and also standards and sustainability assurance engagements in January 2023, I think. So you've almost formulated 16 social audit standards. I recognize the work that has gone through there. I was for a minute earlier talking about the MOUs. I think in May, ICAI has renewed its MOU with the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. There's also, it might just be a coincidence, negotiations are happening for free trade agreement with the UK. The Commerce Ministry is engaging with them, so there's a lot for looking forward to working together with your counterparts in England. Other than that, the mutual recognition and MOUs with Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Canada, Malaysia, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and South Africa should be absolutely fully leveraged. So India and its new economy is being driven by startups, driven by new age industries, driven by transitioning industry from the old ways of doing things to new ways of doing things. All of this requires your support, your hand-holding your clients, your nudging your clients to move towards greater technology. And all this is just going to be possible only if you are on the top of technology yourself for your profession. So I hope you will build on the successes of the World Congress of Accountants, which was held in November 2022. You should strive to forge greater collaborations. The National Conference 2023 should also cover topics such as the GST, audit, and direct taxes also. I wish you, the Bhubaneswar and Orissa chapter, and the President of the ICAE, Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, and also Aniket Talati and Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, all the success, and looking forward to a center of excellence in Orissa.
Well, it's a standing ovation. Thank you, madam, for those words of wisdom. I think that's the key takeaway for all of us, the entire CA fraternity from this opening ceremony. The ICAI family and the Bhubaneswar branch is grateful and indebted for your presence and your guidance. We would also like to take this opportunity to present mementos to all our esteemed dignitaries on dais. As a token of appreciation from the Bhubaneswar branch of EIRC of ICAI, may I first request EIRC Chairman CA Debayan Patra to present a memento to Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji. What a wonderful address that was. So inspiring, so motivating. Each and every one of us was enthralled by Madam's words. Thank you, Madam. I now request CA Purushottam Khandelwalji to present the memento to Honorable Minister for Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Dharmendra Pradhanji. The Honorable Ministers have said, let's make this conference a huge success. Thank you everyone. I'll now request CA Mahendra Kumar Sahu, Branch Secretary to present.
And good evening to all. It is with immense gratitude and a sense of accomplishment that we have gathered here today at the inaugural ceremony of the 20th National CA Conference 2023, organized by CPE Committee of ICAI and hosted by Bhubaneswar branch of EIRC of ICAI. I am sure this conference is going to be a remarkable journey of enlightenment, exploration, and empowerment. But like all good things must come to an end, so is the culmination of this inaugural ceremony. But I would seize this moment and take the privilege in expressing my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this inaugural ceremony so special and historic. I extend an enormous gratitude to Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji. Ma'am, ICAI is working under the administrative control of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Your presence creates value, makes history, and encourages our enthusiasm. Madam, we require your support and guidance to make ICAI more stronger and better. Thank you, ma'am. Your kind words are troves of treasure, and we honor your presence. It's a privilege for the entire CA fraternity to have your encouragement and support for hosting this CA conference in the smart city of Odisha. Ma'am, ICAI is always working